as a phenomenon where it is no longer confined, as Lenin had said at in that phase, no longer confined to any one single nation state, or as Lenin had said, it is capital owned by the banks but employed by industry. Today's international finance capital is international in character, instantly mobile, and it is no longer diverged from production but is enmeshed with production. So you have a stage where the accumulation of capital has reached such levels, and all of us know gigantic levels. In the recent crisis, it has been estimated that the entire financial transactions in the world have grown to the tune of being at least 10 times larger than the real GDP of the world. In fact, some estimates have put it, some of the other economists have put it in much greater volumes. But you had such a gigantic growth of this capital, which in itself created a situation of a new world ordering, where the flow of capital cannot be hindered. No nation state is allowed to put any restrictions on the movement of this capital. And that process of capital's aggressiveness in its quest for pursuit of profit has also led to a situation whereby there has been an intensified exploitation of the workers and the peoples in the developed world itself, and of the workers and peoples in the other parts of the world which are developing world. You had a process of intensified exploitation. Now this feature is also based on must also be seen with another aspect, and that is the fundamental fact that no capitalist economy can survive without a wealth-owning medium. And that wealth-owning medium, the currency of a country earlier backed by the gold standard, later no longer backed by the gold standard, but the de facto being as good as gold, that country currency in which the wealth of the capitalist system as a whole is held is the currency of the most powerful country of the capitalist system. But this wealth holding can be done not only on the basis of being the most powerful economy in the world, but it also has to be accompanied by being the most powerful military power in the world, and therefore able to politically influence the world developments. And this hegemonic position that the USA has acquired is what gives it today the leadership of the imperialist camp in